How we doing? Welcome to Fun Time Friday. In the background there, quite sad, British Airways plane, company I work for, so I've worked on that plane, so that was just a bit of good timing to start the video. Yeah, I've made a bit of a conscious effort on a Friday to put a few hours aside and get out and enjoy myself. So I'm down towards Happy Valley. It's absolutely stunning. Driving through Rhoose Point, and the Somerset Hills looked like you could literally grab them. It's like a mill pond, it's like a mirror. I'm going to shut up and get set up. I got a fish catch. Right, so Fun Time Friday, as it's going to be called from now on. Couple of hours, nice and local. I was here a fortnight ago. Had a few hounds, few eels, few dogs. So would have wanted to be here earlier, but I had a few things to do with my daughter. So I'm rushing like a madman to peel a crab, to whack on a hook, to wang it out and try and get a run. It is absolutely boiling. What an absolutely stunning evening. When I walked through Happy Valley, there was actually a seal 5 yards out on the beach, believe it or not. A seal flaking around 5 yards out, probably chasing little bass and little mullet. So we just peeled a crab and we got 3/0 circle on a dongle on a 3-foot pulley, 60-pound pulley, 100-pound rig body on an imp. We're going to start with an 8 ounce because the tide is flying and you've got all that water rushing around Rhoose Point. Even though the tide's small, there's a lot of tide here and there's a lot of water here at the moment. So that was one big crab, probably a little bit too much, but there we go. On a dongle, 3/0 on an 8 ounce on my standard setup. I'm going to go clip this up, wang it up tide as far as I can, let a big bow out, it'll double over and hopefully we'll have a bite. Just do the same again, another 8 ounce, another rotten bottom system. 3-foot, 100-pound hook length, 100-pound rig body, 60-pound hook length on a 3/0 circle. So, a lot of people asking me about dongles. It's quite simple. It's just a braided loop or a mono loop attached to the bend of the hook. And the concept is the bait sits away from the hook. I don't like to put my bait on the hook. Some people bait up along the shank. I don't like to have my bait on the hook. I like to have it on the dongle itself so the hook is exposed. Majority of fish, when open their gob, they cause a vortex. Open their gob, vortex causes, and they get sucked in. And if you think about when you're using a pennel, most of the fish you hook, they're hooked on the top hook of the pennel. And this is for the same concept, that the fish is getting hooked on the top of the bait from where it's been sucked in, and it's probably trying to eject the bait, similar to carp fishing. As it's ejecting, it's getting hooked up. It's very similar to a hair rig. If you look at a hair rig on carp fishing, you've got a blowback rig and a KD rig. They've all got different mechanics, but they all apply the same way. I mean, if you look at a blowback rig, you've got the bait which moves along the shank. Here we have the mechanics on the loop. Most people tie a perfection loop. I just tie a standard loop, and it's absolutely fine. I've been fishing like that for 18 months and that works absolutely fine for me. So let's get baited up again. And that looks like the first bite. Let's have a look. Yeah, there she goes. around a bit now. Make sure that drag's set. They often have a little flurry when they get closer. I think it might be wrapped, you know, because it feels quite heavy. And it's not swimming around a lot. Yeah, I reckon this is wrapped around the pet or something. Yeah, it's coming in sideways. Always a bit suspicious. Sometimes they entangle as they get close. My rotten bottom's popped off lovely. Come on. Come on. Yes, come. All wrapped up. Come on. So, there she is. Nice hound. About £8. Nice fish. Look at that. Didn't get much of a fight off that when it was wrapped up. It's probably a bit heavier than £8 actually. It's quite chunky. It's a nice fish. So there we go again. There's a dongle, crab bait, 3/0 circle, 8 ounces. Give it a flick. So again, I've gone about 100 yards, not too far, the tide's flying, up tide, and go put it in a stand. First thing I did is put rocks on my stand, really important. So it only takes that one fish, that one seal, that one seagull to come along and pull your stand over, and then you pay me a visit. Right. Well, what a fantastic start that was. I think it was probably 6-7 minutes in the water and we had a fish. Great start. I was just in the process of getting a pair of 6/0s out. £80 rig on a splashdown. Excuse the waves, we had a ship come past a minute ago when the rollers have slowly come in. I took a rockling out of the tank earlier, so I'm going to lob that out about 60 yards, just off the shelf of boulders, just onto the flatter weed and mixed ground, and try for an eel. It's a lovely place down here. I've come down here today out the way. I could have gone down West Ab before. I know there's hounds coming out everywhere, but I wanted a bit of isolation, a bit of space, and have a bit of time to myself. And it's lovely. There's not a soul anywhere, and it's really nice. It's not the most comfortable of places. Walking down the boulders can be really unpredictable. A lot of them move. Parking's easy. You park by Happy Valley by a field. If you do come down, please don't park on the pavement. If you park on the pavement, the locals get a bit clicky and they phone the authorities and they often give you a ticket. So even though it goes against common sense, park with your car fully on the road. Don't put your wheels on the pavement. A lot of people do it to be conscientious, to let the traffic through, but I know a lot of people had tickets for obstruction and it don't make sense, but that's the way it is. So I'm going to get this baited on a pair of 6/0s, give it a lob, see if we catch an eel. So in all magical glory, there she is, my pretty little rockling on a pair of 6/0s, hoping to catch an eel. I've had a few last month, between £3 and £8, maybe half a dozen, 7 or 8. So let's see if we can get ourselves an eel, and hopefully not a seal. That second cast on the dongle has been in the water about 12 minutes. Sometimes you get a feeling, I don't think this one's going to go. I think I need to drop to a 7 ounce and maybe punch it a bit further. Often the fish will follow it out, follow the water out here. I could be wrong, it could scream off any minute, but I get a feeling this one isn't going to go. But I just peeled some crabs. Been a really good week. Last weekend we had the first open run by the gyms in Real Mind. Damien Robbins and Dave Williams done a fantastic job. It's a great event and a great turnout and a really good success. So if you're not familiar with the gyms is a group of anglers who like to make the awareness and the benefits of angling available to people. Nothing special, just a group of guys who like to go out and spend time and fish and have a chat and a catch up and put the worlds to rights. Obviously Real Minds is a charity based on mental health, exactly the same, and they're all there, or we're all there for the benefit of the community. It's all there to benefit people who need someone to reach out to. Even if they don't want to admit and talk about their problems, they can still get out and experience the benefits and well-being of being outside and angling. You know, none of us are here to pamper our egos. We're all here to benefit the community and to give back and to help people along the way, because that's what it's about. Being a community, being part of the community, and acknowledging people and giving them the benefit of the doubt and helping them along. We're all here for each other. You know what, I don't think that's going to go. I'm going to get it in. It's probably been about 15 minutes now, so I'm going to get it in. And I'm going to punch the next one a bit further and try and chase those fish out. There we go, fish number 2. Not very big, 5.5, 6 pound. I was just thinking I've lost the tide, I'm going to have a move 100 yards, sometimes freshens it up a bit. As I'm thinking it, had a few little taps, don't always get a screaming run. Little lift, went over a little bit and then bang, slack line everywhere. Beautiful fish, starry hound, 5.5, 6 pound, 6.5 pound max. Spirited fish though, beautiful. I've cast out again, I'll leave this one and then if I don't get anything, I think I will move. Freshen it up a bit. That's what he thinks as well. Let him recover for a bit. And he'll make his way back slowly. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. Out he goes. Having a little wave. It's alright, mate. Well, I don't think that's a hound. A few little taps and pulls. Could be wrong. Tide's completely gone now. Could be playing with it. I think it's probably a dog. Yeah, that's a dog or a strap, that is. Straps don't hook up very well on the dongles. Don't know why. It's the way they take the bait, I guess. But I have caught eels on them, but I'll give it a minute and get it in. Well, there we go, I called it. It was a strap, and I like to be proven wrong. Hooked on a dongle. Not a big eel, £1.5. I love them. Beautiful fish, blacks and purples. He's not happy. Let's get slimed up, baby. Look at that, come straight out. Let's get it back. So I've had a little move down towards Happy Valley. Smashed out the first bait. Sat there for 10 minutes. Broke slack. Screamed off in my hand. Right out there over the ledge. Locked up. Still taking line. Locked up. Still taking line. Put it in a stand. For about 5 minutes. Tension on the tip. Drag still on. After about 5-6 minutes, started tapping away. And then we reeled in a dogfish. Worked that out. The hound must have unhooked himself. And then the dogfish has come along and picked up the scraps. So at least the fish got away. Didn't lose any gear. And and it was a bit of a happy ending, I guess. I'm going to have one more cast and then get home. I'm just under 2 hours into my session, so one more cast and we're going to go home. Woof woof. Well, that's me, last cast, and we got a beautiful little Bristol Channel rockling. So I've had 8 casts between the 2 rods. I've had 2 hounds, a strap, a dog and a rockling. All together a nice 2 hours. It's just, well, it's not even 2 hours. First cast went in the water at 7:10. I think it's about 10 to 9 now. So beautiful little fish, love them. This one's coming home with me. Go in a tank. Hooked on a size 2 circle. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Nothing too serious, just a few hours out enjoying myself. Bristol Channel magic. There we go. Look at that. Stunning. Not a breath of wind. Thanks again everyone. Really appreciate it. You take care. Tight lines if you're out.